Ego starts as a quiet belief that you are more important than reality allows. This belief inflates your certainty, so you act before skill, preparation, or evidence can support your move. It makes you chase recognition, as looking capable feels safer than becoming capable through slow practice. In that state, criticism sounds personal, and useful feedback is treated like an attack to defend against. Once feedback is blocked, learning stalls and relationships fray because others are reduced to props. Modern culture makes this easier by rewarding loud claims, constant posting, and identity labels without results. The cure begins with humility, which means seeing your limits clearly while still choosing disciplined effort. You can want a better life while refusing the fantasy that applause equals progress. In the following sections, you will learn tools for aspiration, success, and failure that keep ego contained. This video is inspired by Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. Subscribe for methods that keep you teachable. Ego can create distance from facts, causing decisions to be made based on imagined narratives rather than direct observation. When self-image is inflated, only flattering signals feel credible, and hard truths are often ignored. This filter turns confidence into delusion, as strong opinions often outrun evidence, and reality no longer corrects you. Talking can intensify the distortion, as announcing plans creates a feeling of progress without actual work. A better rule is to do more than you say, allowing results to speak before seeking praise. Feedback becomes useful when you ask what part is accurate and what action would improve performance. Use one honest benchmark, such as output quality, service delivered, or skills practiced, rather than likes and titles. This keeps your attention on reality, as real standards reveal gaps early and guide the next step. Treating criticism as information accelerates learning and improves relationships by reducing defensiveness. Choose one situation this week to listen first, summarize feedback accurately, and act on one concrete change. Ambition becomes stable when it's tied to purpose, rather than the need to be seen. Purpose is passion with boundaries, choosing what matters and accepting the cost of doing it well. That shift de-emphasizes the self, as attention moves from self-expression toward contribution and endurance. Passion without restraint feeds ego, as excitement becomes an excuse to skip boring practice and hard questions. Realism adds detachment and perspective, ensuring effort stays aligned with what works instead of what feels dramatic. With realism, you plan in stages, test assumptions, and accept small corrections before mistakes become expensive. Replace declarations with measurable actions, as small outputs reveal gaps and build competence with less emotion. Ask who benefits from your work and what evidence would show that you are improving. Write a purpose statement that begins with must and includes what you are willing to endure. Then choose the next practical step and review it weekly, so ambition stays grounded and ego stays smaller. One effective way to reduce ego is to concentrate on being useful, even when credit is given elsewhere. The canvas strategy involves helping yourself by helping others, trading short-term praise for long-term skill. By ceasing to demand recognition, you can learn faster, as defensiveness no longer shields an image. Quiet work creates leverage by solving problems, clearing obstacles, and strengthening teams without needing applause. This approach also improves relationships as people trust those who contribute consistently and share value freely. Choose tasks others avoid, improve systems, and deliver outputs that make others more effective. Over time, results change your position more than self-promotion, as competence becomes visible through outcomes. Service becomes a strategy when you build skills, relationships, and trust while staying focused on the work itself. Pick one person to support this week and define the outcome that would help them most. If this service-focused approach appeals to you, then subscribe for more tools to build influence without ego. Success can inflate pride, and pride can blunt the mind that must keep learning and adapting. Minor wins can feel final, so you may stop questioning assumptions and begin to protect your status. When image becomes the priority, creativity may decline because the work is approached as a performance, not a craft. A useful safeguard is to stay a student, asking what you are missing even after praise appears. Keep your eyes open, manage your ego, and keep turning attention back to details and standards. Public applause is unstable, so tie confidence to private discipline and measurable improvement. After every win, review what went wrong, what was luck, and what must be practiced again. If you start believing in your greatness, creativity may die and judgment weaken because ego demands comfort. Choose one area to relearn from the basics so competence stays real and arrogance stays low. Let success raise your standards, not your self-importance, and keep doing the quiet work daily. Failure presents a fork in the road. Dead time, passive waiting, or a lifetime. Active learning and action. Hardship strips away comfortable illusions, allowing the mind to either grow wiser or reinforce ego. Setbacks can become teachers, as pain makes reality impossible to ignore and forces honest self-assessment. Ego tries to make failure permanent by blocking self-awareness and resisting the scrutiny needed for improvement. Dead time is the refusal to learn, while a lifetime is the choice to study, practice, and serve within real limits. This choice prevents despair from becoming identity, as progress can be measured by effort and daily discipline. Track your own scorecard by noting what you practiced, what you finished, and how you responded under pressure. Even when conditions are unfair, effort is enough to build capacity and keep the next step possible. Name the lesson of the setback in one sentence, then choose the smallest practice that turns it into skill. Use a lifetime by studying, training, and acting daily, rather than waiting for conditions to improve. The main struggle is not with others, but with the self-image that distorts reality. Controlling the ego ensures clarity in work, as decisions are based on evidence and feedback rather than pride and fear. When aspiring, opt for purpose, realism, and consistent practice over loud claims and instant validation. In success, remain a student, manage pride, and focus on what the work demands now. In failure, choose to stay alive, keep track of your progress, and return to efforts that rebuild your capabilities. Throughout all stages, humility is the skill of seeing clearly, correcting quickly, and staying committed without drama. Begin each day with one important task, one place to seek feedback, and one thing to learn. End each day by writing down what you accomplished, what you avoided, and what you will address tomorrow. This simple routine keeps reality close, reduces ego, and protects relationships as you pursue meaningful goals. For structured reminders of this routine, subscribe to weekly lessons that help contain your ego.